And welcome to another edition of the Fort Report. I'm Ryan Prickett, Sports Information Director at Fort Hays State University, and joining me today is Emily Salmans, sophomore from Montezuma, Kansas, who competes in both cross country and track and field for the Tigers. Emily, welcome to the show today.
Thank you.
Yeah. First off, you compete in mid-distance and in track and field, but also factored into the team scoring in cross country during the fall. So I found it interesting that back in high school, you were more of a sprinter in track and field, running the 100, 200, and 400. So has it been an easy transition for you moving up to the distances you're running now in college, or is your training regimen a lot different from what it was in high school?
So I actually never ran cross country in high school. I think I ran the 800 once maybe, didn't go above the 400. And so I ran at Dodge City Community College last year, and Coach Ballard, the head coach, was a little low on distance girls. So he wanted me to start training with them, working out with them, and he eased me into it. He was nice about it, but it was definitely a transition. There were some tough practices, but it was good. My training regimen is a lot different than it was in high school. I'm not doing block starts like I was every day, putting on a lot more miles. So it's been a big transition.
Yeah, I could imagine with, the differences in those two things, just, even back in my younger days, competing in two of those different, that's just completely different philosophies of how you would do that. So, this year was your first at Fort Hays State after competing at Dodge City Community College for a year. And I know some athletes compete 2 years at a community college, but you chose to come to Hays after just one. So what went into that decision of moving on to Fort Hays State?
Yeah, that was a hard decision for me. I planned on attending Dodge and running there for 2 years. I love my coaches, I love my teammates, but I think academically it was the best decision. I was just running out of classes to take at Dodge. So it just made more sense for me academically to come to Fort Hays. But I'm happy that I made that decision. I think it was a good one.
Well, that's good. Looking back at your results from Dodge City in both track and cross country, you've shown tremendous improvement in both. You trimmed about 3 seconds after your top 800-meter time at Dodge to set a new indoor 800 record here at Fort Hays State earlier this spring in 2 minutes, 14 seconds, 0.6. So, and you also saw a huge improvement in your best 5K time during the cross-country season, running under 20 minutes for the first time in college at our home meet here at Sand Plum in 1925. So, what do you attribute the big improvements to in both track and cross country?
Yeah, thank you. I obviously have great coaches here at Fort Hays that push me. I had great coaches at Dodge and in high school. I also have great girls that I run with every single day, and we're good at pushing each other and encouraging each other. I think one of the main things is just becoming comfortable in these races. I'm not very familiar with them, and so every time I run a new cross-country race or an 800, I'm just learning a lot and experiencing them more. So the 800 is a very strategic race, so just working on my strategy a lot is helping me.
That's very cool. And then, your best performance in the 800 at Dodge City netted you an outdoor All-American honor, but now you've transitioned to one of the top conferences nationally at the NCAA Division II level. Have you seen a big jump in competition level since coming to Fort Hays for you personally?
Yeah, I've seen a jump. I think the competition level here at Fort Hays is obviously very stiff, and there's some great athletes here, and we go to some big meets. But also at the JUCO level, there were some crazy athletes there too that were fun to watch, and have moved on to Division I and Division II when I've been successful. So,
Yeah, there's definitely some high level athletes in both of those realms.
Mhm.
We see that, even some of them come to our home meets here, and we
Yeah.
get to see some of the cream of the crop at the junior college level that come out
Mhm.
here and compete too. So the Jayhawk conference is loaded with plenty of them too. So
Yeah.
and some of them
Sure.
even filter up to the MIAA too. So we get to
Mhm.
see
Yeah.
see that as they go around throughout their career. So since the outdoor track and field season never did get a chance to start up due to the coronavirus pandemic, what events were you planning on competing in during the outdoor season? Since I guess we've kind of seen this evolution of your career from sprinter all the way up here into
Yeah.
more of the longer distances now.
Yeah. I was planning on mainly focusing on the 800. Still just taking off time.
Yeah.
Probably the 4x8, 4x4, some relays. I would have liked to run a 400. That's always been one of my favorites. But yeah.
Yeah, I mean, 400, that was obviously one of your best events in high school. Your senior year, you had a really good year, obviously, across the board in that event. So, give us a little snapshot of your daily life since transitioning to being away from campus for the rest of the spring semester.
Yeah, so I moved home after everything got called off. I pretty much just wake up, get all my Zoom meetings, classwork, all that stuff done in the morning, afternoon. Then I go work out. Coach McCall has been sending us a couple workouts throughout the week and some encouragement just to be active. And I also have two younger brothers who missed out on a track season, so we spend a lot of time at the track.
I see. Yeah. So it is unfortunate the way everything kind of came to a close there. And, especially for even our two track athletes that were at nationals and how
Yeah.
they didn't even get a chance to compete. So uh, unfortunate the way everything happened, but we're hoping that, everything will return to as is, hopefully here in the coming months. But I guess we'll see how all that goes as we go. So, but, what are you majoring in here at Fort Hays State? And do you have any future plans set yet beyond college?
Yeah, I am majoring in elementary education with a minor in special education. And then I guess for plans after college, just teaching at a small school. And I think coaching track or cross country would be fun too.
Yeah, very cool. So you're kind of more you're cool with the rural life as compared to the city urban life. You're
Yeah,
fine
most
with being
definitely.
a smaller school. Awesome. Okay. Well, I guess that's it for the tough questions today, if you want to call them that. So now we're going to transition into a little bit of fun questions here, what we're calling the Fort Five on the show. So I'm just going to ask you a few random fun questions. So first off, what is your favorite kind of music to listen to? And do you have any sort of song or artist that you like to listen to before getting ready for a race?
Yeah, I listen to a lot of pop and country. Actually, there's this band, Hard to Breathe, or yeah, and so Need to Breathe,
Okay.
and they have an album, Hard Love, and I listen to the whole album before on the bus ride before every single meet. I've just done that for a couple years now, and uh, that's what I do.
That's cool. I like, the whole creatures of a habit thing. We always love to laugh at baseball and softball players with all of their crazy things they like to do on a daily
Yeah.
routine with, you can't change anything, so
Mhm.
that is kind of funny that, it's the
Yeah.
same album every trip. So that's cool. Um, out of these options, I guess is my next question. Out of these options, what would be your most likely way to relax? Would you go fishing? Would you plant a garden, read a book, watch TV, or do you like to maybe create something like drawing or painting?
Probably read a book.
Read a book.
Yeah.
Okay. How many books? I mean, is that something you like to do constantly? How many do you usually read in a month?
In my free time, I like to read just whenever I have time. Usually in the summer, I can
Okay.
get a couple books in the summer. But
That's cool. So, okay, here's a silly question. It's just something I was thinking about the other day. In your opinion, this and you can't be wrong on this because it's both. But is a tomato to you a fruit or a vegetable?
I think to me it's a vegetable.
Vegetable.
That's a
Okay.
big, but you
So
put
that's
it
the
in
more
salad, so I don't know.
yeah, that's the more culinary sense.
Yeah,
I was looking this. I mean, I guess technically in a botanical sense, they say it's a fruit.
the fruit, yeah.
But I guess there was actually a Supreme Court case back in the 1800s that actually ruled on it being a vegetable because of some kind of tariffs they had on goods being imported into the country. So the Supreme Court actually weighed in on that at
Oh
one point in
wow.
time. I thought that that was just like, wow, it's a
Yeah, that's
piece of
crazy.
fruit, food, whatever. So, but anyway, all right. Let's see here. Have you ever met any sort of celebrity? But if you haven't, if you could meet one famous person, and it can be anybody in history, who would it be?
Oh, no, I have not. That's a good
Okay.
question. I think I'm a big Taylor Swift fan.
Okay.
I'd want to meet her or a professional runner like Emma Coburn or Colin Quigley, someone like that.
Awesome. Okay. And then last question, I guess it's another kind of two-part question, but do you have a dream vacation destination? But also and beyond that, what would you say was the best place you visited in the United States in your lifetime?
I think a dream vacation would be Europe
Okay.
um, for me. And actually, a couple summers ago, my family took a trip to Hawaii
Oh,
and Maui. So that's probably the best vacation I've been on.
yeah. So I've never been to Hawaii, so I need to probably do that sometime in my lifetime. But
It's beautiful.
that's one place I have not been yet. So, so all right. Well, that was just some fun random questions, and just to get to know you a little bit better. And so, Emily, I appreciate you joining us today on the show, and I guess best of luck to you in the future. I mean, got a couple of years ahead of you yet with both cross country and track and field. So hopefully good health to you, and hopefully we keep seeing you get those times down, and you never know. I mean, maybe some big accolades in your future here at Fort Hays State. So so thank you very much for joining us today, and good luck.
Yeah, thanks for having me. It was fun.
No problem.